Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to add an active task to your CardinalKit application. So to start off, you need to open up your CardinalKit project in Xcode, and then you want to open up the CardinalKit example folder, and then you want to open up the components folder, then the tasks folder, and then the model folder. And this is where we're going to put our active task. So let's create a new file in the model folder. We can call it whatever we want. It's going to be a Swift file. In this case, I'm going to call it tapping task because I'm going to set up a tapping active task with ResearchKit. So I'll label it tapping task. Now in our new Swift file, we're going to first import ResearchKit. And then we're going to create a struct with the same name as our file. So struct tapping task. Now inside this struct, we're going to create a static let constant, which is going to essentially define our task. So let's call it static let tapping task, and it's going to be of type ORK ordered task, and it's a computed property. And in order to make this task, first we need to put in an intended use description. And that'll be something, any string you want to put in there. So it'll be like finger tapping tests motor function. And then let's actually return our ORK ordered task. So we'll do return ORK ordered task dot two finger tapping interval task. We're going to give it the identifier tapping task, and we're going to look in our database. When we want to see our results, we're going to look for that identifier in our database. The intended use description is, of course, going to be what we put above. We'll set the duration to 10. We will set this to be both hands. And for options, we will just pull in predefined task option as so. And then we have now finished our tapping task. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add that task to our task screen in CardinalKit. So to do that, we're going to go to local task item. And in local task item, when you scroll to the top, this is an enum, and all the cases are items that are currently on the task screen, like your sample ResearchKit survey, your sample active task, coffee survey, etc. So we're going to go ahead and add a new case here for our new task, which is going to be called tapping task. Now each of these variables is for another part of the button on the screen. So this is the title, for example, and it contains a switch statement for each case that we defined above. So we need to add a case for our tapping task, and we're going to return the title that we want. So we'll just call it tapping task, for example. Then our next variable is the subtitle. So the subtitle is that smaller title above the title, of course, and so we're going to set that as well. So we're going to say case tapping task, return test motor function, or whatever you like. And then we go over to our image. So for our image, we can actually set the icon that shows up here. And so, for example, if we want to use this activity icon, it's in our assets, it's called activity icon. So we're going to add a new case called tapping task, and we're going to return get image and pass in the name of activity icon. You can put in any icon you want. That's just one that happens to be in there, so we can use that one. And then we want to define which section this button is going to go into. So right now we've got 3 sections in our sample application. And let's say we want this tapping task to go into current tasks. So we're going to add it to the list of cases that return current tasks. So let's go ahead and add tapping task. And finally, we want to add an action to our button so that when our user taps the button, it'll actually bring up the ResearchKit tapping task. So we can do that by adding case tapping task returns any view, and it's going to be a CK task view controller with a task, the task being tapping task dot tapping task. So now we're all set. We're going to go ahead and rebuild our application. Okay, so our app has been built and is now up and running. I'm going to put in my passcode. So as you can see, now I have my tapping task on the task screen. So I can pull it up by clicking on it, and then I can go ahead and actually perform it. And now for the right hand. And now we're done. So as you can see here, the results were successfully written to the Firestore database. So we're going to go and take a look at the results. So here we are, we're logged into Firebase. We're going to go to our Firestore database. And in our Firestore database, we have our studies collection. And inside studies, we have the particular bundle ID that we've put in for this application. This is mine. We'll go to users. We'll open up the user that we want to look at the data for. So here you'll see on the profile page, it's GSJ is the first three letters. So we click on that one. And in there, you're going to see surveys. And of course, we have our tapping task. So here are our results. And as you can see, this is all the data from our tapping task for our left and right hand. So everything has been serialized and uploaded to Firestore.